On my son's birthday, my parents walked in, holding a cake for my sister's twins. When I asked about his gift, Mom sighed. We're tight this month. Dad chuckled. Ice cream should be enough. I didn't argue. I quietly packed my son's toys. That night, I froze every transfer, blocked every number, and by sunrise, their lights were off, and my sister was banging on my door. Are you serious, Mom? You brought a cake for them? Adam's voice broke through the noise of laughter, soft but sharp enough to slice through the room's false warmth. His mother froze, candle lighter hovering midair. It's for your sister's twins, she said, almost defensively. They're still little, Adam. Don't make this about you. He blinked, confused. The table was decorated with pink and blue balloons, glitter letters spelling Emma and Evan. But it was his son's birthday. Eli's 6th. Eli sat quietly at the corner of the table, a paper hat slipping over his eyes. He looked at the cake, small hands twisting in his lap. It's his birthday today, Adam whispered, trying to keep his voice steady. His father chuckled, not looking up. He's fine, Adam. Don't be dramatic. We'll get him some ice cream later. Sophie, his younger sister, rolled her eyes. You always make everything about how unfair life is. God, chill. Adam's throat tightened. He looked around the room. His family laughing, clinking glasses, cameras flashing around someone else's cake. And something inside him went still. He stood, clearing his son's untouched plate. You're right, he said quietly. It's not about fairness. He smiled faintly. It's about what I stopped giving. No one understood what that meant. Not yet. But that night, when the laughter died and the lights flickered out, every single bank transfer in their names froze. And by sunrise, his sister was banging on his door. My name's Adam Hale. I'm 28. I've always been the quiet one, the one who fixes, pays, apologizes, absorbs. When Dad lost his job, I paid the mortgage. When Mom said money was tight, I sent her half my paycheck. When Sophie wanted to move into a new apartment, I co-signed her lease. I thought that's what family was, love in the form of silent sacrifice. Turns out, it was just my way of buying peace. But peace built on silence doesn't last. It cracks. And when it cracks, it reveals who people really are. They say I changed overnight. Truth is, I just got tired of bleeding for people who never noticed I was cut. Family in frames. Mom, Linda Hale. 52. Sweet in public, sharp in private. Dad, Ray Hale. Loud laugh, short fuse, no patience. Sister, Sophie, 25. Charming, spoiled, always someone's favorite. And then there's Eli, 6 years old. The only thing that ever made Adam feel like he had a reason to stay. The morning after the birthday mix-up, Sophie was outside Adam's house, arms folded, voice raised. You can't just cut off the accounts. You're insane. Adam opened the door, calm as ever. You'll figure it out. You're good at using people. Her jaw tightened. You're overreacting. He tilted his head. No, Sophie. I'm finally reacting. Behind her, his mother stood silently, holding her phone like it was a weapon she didn't know how to use. She whispered, He's turning into his father. Adam looked at her and said quietly, You made him. That sentence hung in the air like smoke no one could clear. That evening they called a family talk. He knew what that meant. Blame disguised as concern. Dad sat at the head of the table like it was his courtroom. Son, you've embarrassed this family, he said. You don't just freeze money like that. You're hurting your mother and sister. Adam leaned back, watching him. Funny. You didn't say that when you used my savings to pay Sophie's debt. Mom's eyes darted away. That was different. That was family. Adam's lips twitched in a humorless smile. Right. And what am I then? The bank? Sophie folded her arms. You always act like you're a victim. He shrugged. Maybe because I am one. You just prefer me that way. A deep silence filled the room. Then Dad slammed his palm down. You're ungrateful. Adam looked up slowly. I learned from the best. That line cut sharper than any shout. And in that stillness, Mom's voice trembled. You have no idea what we sacrificed for you. He met her eyes. No, Mom. I know exactly what you sacrificed. Me. Tension thickened like the air before a storm. Sophie snapped, You're just like him? Adam's brow furrowed. Like who? Like Dad, she spat. Cold, controlling, heartless. He chuckled softly. Maybe. Or maybe I just stopped letting you treat me like a backup plan. Dad rose, pointing at him. Watch your mouth, boy. Adam's voice stayed steady. No. You watch yours. Because I've been quiet too long. Mom whispered. Please stop. We're a family. He looked at her, calm but hollow. Families don't laugh while your kid gets forgotten. For a moment, everyone froze. Then Sophie muttered under her breath, You're not even Eli's real father. The room went still. Adam's eyes flicked to hers, quiet, deadly. Then maybe you should tell him who is. 3 years earlier. Hospital hallway. Sophie sobbing into her hands. Adam had been there, when she pushed those papers toward him. Just sign it, she'd whispered. Please. It'll make things easier with Mom and Dad. They don't need to know. He didn't ask questions, he just signed. Because that's what Adam always did. Fixed other people's mistakes. She was terrified of what people would say. So Adam became the name on the birth certificate. He took the blame, the whispers, the side glances. When Sophie got back on her feet, she rewrote the story, told everyone Adam couldn't handle fatherhood. He didn't fight it. He just kept raising Eli anyway. Because love, real love, and doesn't care who's watching. And now, years later, Sophie still lived in that lie. Until tonight. Sophie's face drained of color. You wouldn't dare! Adam cut her off. I don't need to. Eli already knows the truth. Mom gasped. You told him? No, Adam said. He found the papers you hid in the closet last month. Dad's face twisted in confusion. What papers? Adam turned to him slowly. The same ones you forged. The ones that said I owed the family business $40,000. Mom's head snapped toward Ray. What is he talking about? Adam pulled out a folder, setting it on the table. You forged my signature, took a loan in my name, told Mom I lost it gambling. The silence that followed was colder than the night outside. Ray's voice cracked. You can't prove? Adam opened the folder. I already did. The bank confirmed it. Mom's knees buckled. Oh my God! Adam looked at her, not angry, just tired. You all built your comfort on my back. You just didn't think I'd ever stand up. And now he had. Everything shattered. Sophie crying, Mom pleading, Dad storming out, slamming the door so hard the walls shook. Adam didn't move. He just stood there, still, while the storm he'd carried for years finally broke around him. Mom whispered through tears, Adam, please, we can fix this. He turned to her, voice calm, steady. I gave you all my silence. Tonight, I gave you the truth. She reached for his arm. Don't leave like this. He stepped back. I'm not leaving in anger, Mom. I'm leaving because I finally learned what peace feels like. Behind him, a small voice. Dad, can we go home now? Adam turned. Eli stood in the doorway, backpack slung, eyes wide and waiting. Adam smiled gently. Yeah, buddy, we already are. Morning sunlight crept through the blinds as Adam packed. Just clothes, essentials, and Eli's favorite toy dinosaur. Mom stood in the driveway, tears streaking her face. You'll regret this, Adam. He looked at her, calm. I already regret staying this long. She tried again. We were trying to protect you. He shook his head. No. You were trying to own me. Eli climbed into the back seat, watching quietly. As they drove away, the house grew smaller in the rearview mirror, that same house where every apology came with a price. Eli whispered, Are we bad people, Dad? Adam smiled sadly. No, son. We're just people who finally told the truth. For the first time in years, the silence felt clean. Weeks passed. Adam and Eli found a small house on the edge of town, peeling paint, uneven floorboards, but peace in every corner. Some nights, Adam still thought of them, the laughter, the guilt, the manipulation, but he didn't hate them. Not anymore. He just didn't belong to their version of love. He started writing again. One night, he wrote a single line that stayed with him. Forgiveness isn't letting them back in. It's setting yourself free. Eli was asleep beside him, small hand gripping his shirt. Adam looked out the window, toward the dim lights of the old house. For the first time, he whispered, I don't carry their weight anymore. And he meant it. Sometimes the people who raised you are the same ones who break you, but that doesn't mean you have to stay broken. If you were in my place, would you forgive them, or walk away forever? Tell me in the comments. Your voice matters here. Like this if you've ever loved people who made you feel small. Subscribe for more stories about strength, silence, and survival. Because sometimes, silence isn't weakness. It's freedom finally finding its voice.